You knew how I loved you back then. Spirit was free. Laughing at the questions that you once answered me.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life's been showing you? Where
Good
are
question.
you going to?
It's a good question.
Do you know? Do you? Oh, music break. These strings are so beautiful. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is season 5, episode 17 of Scandal, and this is season 4, episode 17 of the Scandalous Scandal recap. Tonight's episode was called Thwack. I'm Larry Brown Jr., and this is Scandal recap. This is Janiyah, right? Janiyah, good evening. How are you?
Hi, LBJ. I am doing well. Oh my gosh, LBJ, thank you for opening this show tonight with the Scandal Jam session.
Let me tell you.
That was so good.
Let me tell you. Well, wait, Janiyah. There was another Scandal Jam session that I'll pull up for you right now since you brought up the Scandal Jam session out the gate tonight. By the way, welcome. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Use the hashtag at the bottom of the screen, Scandal Recap, to communicate with us on Twitter, on any social media platform. We are following you. We reply. We hashtag and all that other good stuff back. We communicate with you too. But Janiyah, there was also another song in tonight's episode. Shout out to everyone in the chat as well. You want to shout them out, Janiyah, while I pull up this song?
Definitely, LBJ. I am so happy to see everybody. Shout out to D Hill. I'm sorry, a Dr. D Hill. That's right.
Dr.
The Jackie.
Scandalous Scandal family.
Hey, Dr. D Hill and the Jackie O 2006. Good evening, gladiators. WTF is wrong? What? WTF is wrong with Liv? That's the question we all want to know. We have who else in the chat? LBJ, Glinda Wyndham. Hey, Glinda. It's Zoe. Hey, Zoe and Idom Matrix. Oh gosh, everybody's here.
Everybody's
LBJ.
here.
Yolanda Baker. Hey.
Yes, everyone is here tonight.
Oh, Kathy Grantham. Oh, it's going to be a good chat tonight.
Kathy Grantham, yes.
I came, I saw, I left. Oh, it's going to be good tonight, LBJ.
It's going to be real good. It's going to be real good. So let me try to catch up with everything. You know, we don't have a producer behind the scenes, so this is a very grassroots-based production, very resourceful and budget-friendly production. So please bear with us as things are trying to move behind the scenes. But anyhow, Tonight's episode was like no other, Janiyah. Okay, I got it. Here it comes. It just came up. I'm sorry, my iPhone is like dying, and I had to pull up the other.
Oh my
phone.
gosh, we are having the most. Wait, LBJ, before we even get started, I have to.
Are you about to apologize? You'll confess?
No, I have to call us both out right now. Okay, number one, I'm having technical difficulties. That's why we get started late. LBJ is now having technical difficulties, and if all of that wasn't enough, neither of us managed to put our contact lenses in. What is crazy?
LBJ. In the office. We both have on glasses. Yes, we really do wear glasses.
Yeah. Hashtag glare will be featured in the episode tonight.
Just keep tilting your head down as much as you can.
Got it.
You see us doing like this, looking like alien head. It's because we're not trying to get a glare going on tonight, folks. That's what that is about.
Okay, let's get started.
So anyway, the other Scandal Jam Session song tonight was actually a Throwback Thursday Scandal Jam Session song, and it was Stevie Wonder's "Don't You Worry About a Thing." Remember, that was how we saw Olivia get kidnapped, and she was dancing around, my, and she was a little dancing around the house, and all of a sudden, the wine glass spilled over. Don't you worry about a thing. So those are the 2 Scandal Jam Session songs tonight. Anyway, let's just get started. Tonight's episode was called Thwack. I think there's really 2 things we need to talk about.
Yes.
We need to talk about the whole Olivia Pope situation, all the stuff that went down with that. And we need to talk about Cyrus, as Kathy Grantham says. Kathy Grantham says out the gate. First of all, yes, Kathy says, I'm back. Yes, you are back. Welcome, Kathy. So glad that you are here. And then she comes back and says, can we just jump straight into Cyrus?
Let's please.
Cyrus. Let's go there. Let's go there. Cyrus Beene is trying to really keep his finger on the pulse of all that he thinks is good and right, according to the heart's desire of one Cyrus Beene. And tonight, it all came to a head. Janiyah, break it down.
Don't mind if I do, LBJ. Don't mind if I do. Because you know what? This storyline with Cyrus is just so interesting. Let's back up just a tablespoon. So, everybody recalls.
Wait. All right, back up a table. Should we take a tablespoon and pour it out and then measure it and see how far it goes back to back up a table? Never heard that before. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Sometimes you go back a cup. Sometimes you go back a teaspoon. Tonight, we're just going to go back a tablespoon, LBJ. And it's so good because we have seen so much evolution in the Cyrus character. So much. What has happened? Cyrus is no longer in the White House. He's no longer working with Fitz. He's no longer on our team at all. He is now working, not even as a Republican, he's over working on a Democratic campaign.
Yes.
Okay, with who? Vargas. We have watched Cyrus be in a power play with the candidate's brother. And tonight, we kind of saw something really interesting evolve in that power play. We were watching Cyrus once again posturing against this brother, okay? Only to see that the brother, LBJ, he's doing some investigative work. And what's he investigating? Oh, he's investigating Cyrus and Tom, LBJ.
Yeah.
He's figured it out. He sees Tom and some of the footage related to his brother's wonderful heroic effort of killing a bad guy. Now, we all know the truth, which is that Cyrus orchestrated that entire thing to manipulate Vargas into becoming a national hero and then becoming a presidential candidate, right? We know that, but guess who else is figuring it out? I'll tell you who. It's Vargas's brother, LBJ.
I was calling him Brother Vargas. Brother Vargas
is figuring it
all out. You're right.
And so we're watching him tonight start to, again, he's struggling with this power play. He wants to be the person who's in charge of his brother's campaign. Cyrus wants to be in charge of the campaign. Cyrus is doing things over the last couple episodes to undermine Brother Vargas and vice versa. Well, tonight, we see Brother Vargas go to who? B-School? What do you call him, LBJ?
B-School Brian, B-School Jason, B-School Jonathan, whatever his name is. B-School Jump Off.
Right. B-School Jump Off, who is Cyrus's, pretend husband. We see Brother Vargas go and confront Cyrus's fake husband. And he says, you know what? The jig is up, sir. I see your man over here scooping and looping, okay, with Mom. What's up with that? And he dropped the mic right there. We see B-School Mike there, frozen in the headlights like a deer, and we're watching Cyrus's power play start to crumble right before our eyes. Now, mind you, by the end of the episode, Cyrus has no idea that, as far as we know, he has no idea that Brother Vargas knows that, number one, he is dating Tom, but also, number two, that he is that Brother Vargas has noticed a connection between Tom and Cyrus, and Tom and the heroic moment for his brother.
Yeah, this was something to really see and take note of. Remember, Brother Vargas is not one to be played with, and Cyrus thinks that he's got it in over him. But no, these people come from the mean streets of somewhere in Pennsylvania. Janiyah, you're from the mean streets in Somewhereville, Pennsylvania. I mean, you guys go. You're right. You guys go hard in the paint.
We call it the Burg. Yeah, we don't even spell it right. Yeah,
it's not even the. It's the Burg.
That's right. Because that's how tough it is in Pennsylvania.
Now, when you say Burg, is there an H at the end or is it a hard G?
There's an H, but we're not real worried about it. Okay, there's an H over there, but we're not stressing over it because we have way more things to do because we're in these streets, LBJ.
These streets of
and that's the thing about Pennsylvania.
So Brother Vargas is from the mean streets of the Burg, and they're going through, and he is really being very industrial about all of his investigations, and it's intentional. He's very observant, and he's watching what's going on. He notices Tom the Goon Tom the Goon in the back
Tom
of the
the
B-roll
Clone
as his brother is being carted off after the entire staged hostage situation.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, that guy's making some weird eye contact back there. Zoom in on that, capture that guy. I need to do some investigation. He did his investigation, and it proved, his gut proved him right. This guy is developing and evolving and coming through as someone to watch in the storyline of Scandal. Why? Two reasons. He is competition for Cyrus. The second reason is that he has the skills that it takes to become a gladiator because he is invested in winning by any means necessary.
Yes, he
is willing to trade dirty information. He's willing to go the extra mile to do just that. I don't know why. Am I dark to everyone right now? I definitely just went dark, like on this side, and I lit back up.
It's been fluctuating. I don't know. It's something.
It's something with, maybe it's because, and we both have on black tonight too. We have on glasses. We have on black. We have on the white strings tonight. What's really going on? It's a sign. It is a sign. Anyhow.
Thwack. LBJ, there are comments in the chat about this, okay? Stephanie Beard is saying, Cyrus doesn't know who he's messing with against Alex. Cyrus was sloppy because he underestimated everyone. You guys called it a few weekends ago. And you know what? We really did. Because Cyrus...
Thank you for that shout out, Stephanie Beard. Thank you for that shout out. We did. We definitely did.
We definitely did, because you know what? Vargas, he's got that look. You know what it is? Vargas's guy is out. Brother Vargas?
Yeah, Brother Vargas.
Oh, his guy is out.
It took him no time to come out. It took him no time to come out.
Exactly.
In fact, we met him out. Okay.
that guy is out, LBJ, and he stays out because that's how we roll in Pennsylvania. But that's a whole other conversation. But his guy is.
I had August Wilson working overtime writing all those plays based off of Pittsburgh.
That's right, because it's hard. That's right, and you can tell by my demeanor that I really, been in the streets. So, LBJ, we have Brother Vargas's guy. He's been out. This guy is vicious. He has been at the head of every single one of his brother's campaigns. And guess what? The brother's undefeated. Okay? So we know that Vargas is going to do whatever it takes to get his brother elected. We know that. It's going to be interesting to see how far he goes. LBJ, where do you think he's going with this?
I think what I think he's going to do is he's going to put the kibosh on Cyrus. His whole goal is to shut Cyrus down. So we have to be careful because Ida Matrix brings up a great point. Ida Matrix says #Brother Vargas needs to be careful because Cyrus may unleash Charlie. Brother Vargas does not know what Cyrus has access to, and he needs to be very, very careful. I totally agree, 100%. Ida Matrix. But what I will say is that if B School Mike gets involved with this, it's going to add another layer of drama to the entire storyline because Cyrus is going to be preoccupied in this love triangle. I mean, he's laying across Tom's chest up in this hotel room with a plate of brownies. Do you know how much that plate of room service brownies probably cost them to order tonight? You know that was more than one serving. When you order room service like that, they give you like one brownie with like the whipped cream, a strawberry, and like 2 mint leaves as the garnish. He had a half dozen brownies stacked on that little plate in that hotel. How many room service brownies do you think they ordered for that?
Well, LBJ, several. Clearly, LBJ. And I have to just call out, I left in the chat because you made me laugh out loud. Brother Vargas is opening up a cold case.
Oh.
That is so hilarious to me.
Wait, what makes that so funny, Janai? Explain. I don't get it.
It's so funny because Brother Vargas right now, he is going over to B School. He's going over to B School Brian. Okay, LBJ, that whole conversation is finished. No one is investigating Cyrus anymore. No one is investigating Cyrus's marriage. The whole world took it. The whole world swallowed that story, and we're watching, Cyrus go on about his life, having his hoes in the streets, okay? Tom, all right? And so Brother Vargas going and confronting B School Brian. Meanwhile, B School Brian, he settled into his life in oblivion. Remember when we first met him, he had aspirations. He was a climber, right? He had things he thought he was about to do until, guess what? He confronted the people who will do what it takes. And B School Brian is no more. And who was it in the chat talking about poor B School Brian? I saw something. I can't find it now.
So Kathy says something here. Kathy says, no. It's not 100% fake. It's not a 100% fake marriage. B School may be a fake husband to Cyrus. However, I think B School has fallen for Big Daddy Cyrus, and he's in it for the long haul. I agree. Did you see how hurt he was when he showed him? First of all, he did not want to accept it, right? He had the whole denial. And then when he showed him the photo, you saw that sinking feeling inside of B School at that door when he saw the picture of Cyrus and Homeboy and that little under the awning at that hotel. So I agree. B School is going to be, he's something. Remember, he used to be an escort, so he doesn't care. I mean, at some point, he has nothing to lose. And remember, he's got access to that little baby that we haven't seen. She's probably like 13 years old now. Going to Sitwell Friends in D.C. and we haven't even seen her. I don't know
what she's up to.
Exactly.
Stephanie Beard said, poor Michael, just when he learned how to do box braids. You know what we saw in B School's face when that door opened? He saw not only, whatever affection he has for Cyrus, his heart getting broken a little bit. He saw his family getting torn apart. He's in love with his imaginary daughter. He's playing with her hair, again, in his imagination, because no one has seen this baby. Okay. But LBJ, it's not just going to be the loss of the relationship. It's the loss of this life, potentially, that he has settled into.
Yes, absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see. But I just want to say one more time for the record, I do not believe that Tom is actually gay. I don't believe that Tom actually has any sexual, inclination.
You think he's just a big robot? He's just a walking robot with like a machine.
He's a robot and he is up to something. He cannot be trusted. LBJ, we watched in tonight's episode that B613 mentality and how it pops out whenever it wants to. Did I just segue, LBJ, to the other storyline of the night?
Well, let me tell you, before we meet this B613 storyline, this is the Scandalous Scandal recap, and we're about to get scandalous in the scandal recap. We have been waiting for a moment like this. Some people wait a lifetime. A moment like this. Olivia waited forever for that one special chair she could pick up and thwack him in the head. Olivia waited a lifetime for a moment like this.
Yes, she did. We knew we were in trouble.
Yes.
Started out the episode with
Come on.
Discretion is advised.
Thank you. Wait, yes. Anytime. They tell us on Scandal.
Yes.
Viewer discretion is advised. I have too much glare, so I'm gonna try. I'll be squinty. I'll be giving you guys sexy squinted.
Oh, it's very nice.
So look. So at some point, anytime during Scandal, when they say, you need to be careful watching this show tonight, you had better buckle up. I said this at the onset. When I saw it in online in the previews, I was like, oh, no. Something's going down tonight.
Yes, indeed.
That is always a dead giveaway. People, this is how I make some of my predictions. I listen to the context clues. That is a context clue, okay?
Yes.
Viewer discretion is advised. And I kept waiting for it all night long, like bated breath. I was so focused on what was supposed to go down tonight because I kept saying to myself, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I kept waiting for that moment. And I will tell you, every time something would go down in the show, I'm like, okay, and this is going to happen. But what I felt in my scandal spirit tonight, as we embarked upon the journey of this program, I felt that Olivia Pope was going to do something that she's never done before. And to me, Olivia, I said this, if you check my Twitter, I said, will Olivia make her first kill tonight? I said it at the
LBJ, unfortunately, this is a time where this was one moment where your psychic connection to the writers was not needed because they really did too much in the advertising. Okay, they've been telling us for the last week, Olivia's gonna do something we've never seen her do before. Tune in to Scandal. Olivia's gonna do something. Like they just kept telling us. And so this entire episode, we all felt like Olivia was gonna kill somebody. Okay.
We did.
And then as soon as we started to realize who was the weakest link in the episode and the storyline, we all knew Olivia was. It felt too predictable. What I wish they had done in the ads for the last week, I wish they had just said someone is going to cross a line that they have never crossed before. Because LBJ, if they had done that, we would have been sitting there like, oh my gosh, is it Gabby Abby? Is it Marcus? Okay. Who are the people who don't have blood on their hands? We wouldn't have known. It would have been a mystery. Could have been Fitz again. Okay. But you know what? They gave us too much information.
So ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Janiyah vying for her seat at the table in Los Angeles, California, on that back lot for us as a staff member of Scandal. Janiyah, you never cease to amaze us. You are always vying for a role in Shondaland. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Congratulations. I will support you. And you make sure you remember all these chats that we've done. When you get up in that room, if you make it in that boardroom, I'm sitting right next to you like, well, I think that. I'm like, yeah, I'm from. Let me tell you.
I'll be like, LBJ, go put in your contact lenses.
Right.
You're squinting. Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, what? What are you saying? What? So listen. So if you're just joining us, and you did not watch the episode, in tonight's episode, it's going down. So we see the reporter that Fitz has been sleeping with. Her name is, and this is probably where I need to put my glasses.
Lillian Forrester.
Thank you. We see reporter Forrester going into this clinic, and they're like, "Oh, wait, is she pregnant? What's going on? Why is she going into this rehab for this hospital, if you will?" And she goes into this place. She's all dressed up as if she could potentially be going to have some kind of prenatal appointment.
Wait 1 second. There's one more bit of context you didn't put in there. Lillian Forrester was the very first post role that Fitz had when he realized he didn't have Melly, he didn't have Olivia, and he didn't have.
And that's what I said. That's what I said. The president's former jump off. Yeah, the president.
Okay.
That's a reporter Forrester was Fitch's jump off, and so they're suspecting. Remember, they're watching her, and so they're like, "She's on the move. She's going in here. Could it be that she's going for like prenatal appointments? Is she going for? Is she going to have an abortion? What is going on here? Why is she going in dressed in disguise?" Ding, ding, ding. We find out there's someone connected to the White House inside of this facility. Who is it? It's Uncle Andy. Uncle Andrew, the one that Melly Grant was sleeping with inside of the White House while he was the sitting vice president of the United States, the one who had Olivia Pope kidnapped, the one who staged the terrorist attack outside of that federal building as he was outside walking in. This is the dark, deep-seated Uncle Andy, the one that Fitz allowed his kids to call Uncle Andy inside of the facility. We go in and we see him inside of there, and what happens? He's in a wheelchair, and we meet him in this wheelchair, and you think that he's going to be talking regular. No, he's speaking with a very, very slow rate of speech. There's slurring going on. And by the way, that man did an amazing job tonight in committing to being to playing a victim of a survivor of a stroke. He committed 100% to doing that tonight. Shout out to him. And so we see this whole thing unfold, and they go to question Uncle Andrew. Who's the they? They go in to figure out. They go to question him, and it's Olivia. Olivia goes in like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Why are you talking to her?" And he's like, "You know what? I'm going to tell. I'm telling, and this is what I'm doing." And so, he's like, "I want to tell about the president. You know, I had this whole situation happen to me, and this is how I ended up. Somebody else needs to pay for something, and I know too much to not let this out." And so, what happens? All of the mega power players, all of the alpha males and alpha females of Scandal gather in the bunker they gather in the kitchen of the White House. And we see Melly, Gabby Abby Red, Fitz, Lizzie Bear DeGeneres, Olivia Pope, who else was there tonight? I feel like that was everybody who was in the room. And they are powwowing and strategizing. Cyrus is in there. And they're trying to figure out how they are going to
David Rosen, LBJ.
David Rosen was in there. David Rosen was in there as well. And they're all trying to figure out how they are going to silence Uncle Andy. Now, bear witness. Olivia goes to, oh gosh, did this happen before, or did she go home before or after the kitchen meeting, Janiyah? I can't remember.
It was after.
Okay, right. So they're in this whole. That's right. It was immediately after. So
that's
they're
right.
in the kitchen having this conversation, and they're like, "How are we going to keep it quiet? How are we going to keep this quiet?" And then Cyrus is like, "Well, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and see what color y'all going to paint the wall. Because guess what? I don't care. I have immunity." "No, you don't, Cyrus. You were in it with us too." And he's going to tell on you too.
Right.
Mr. President, do I not have immunity? Tell people I have immunity. Fitz is like, well, as a condition for him coming back into the White House, he asked for immunity. Therefore, Cyrus has immunity. They're like, well, Cyrus, get out. Nope, I'm part of this too, so I want to see what you guys are gonna do. That was so good. He was like, it was almost like he was Rafiki from The Lion King. Oh, wrong again. And he was just like there as like a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what's happening. Remember, we're bringing you up to speed to the thwack moment of tonight's episode.
That's right.
And what happens is Olivia leaves this meeting of the minds, the meeting of the power players. She goes home. What happens when she goes home? Her dad opens the door and he greets her like he always greets her at the door. Olivia. He always says, Olivia, as if like, daughter, you've returned. No, daughter. And she's like, hi, Dad. And she goes in and she's kind of seeking his advice again. Meanwhile, we see Mr. Head of NSA, who should be at work, Mr. High-ranking security officer, still sitting at the table eating. Why is Jake always at the table eating, Janiyah? Answer me that, huh? Why is your boy at the table eating all the time? I can't even hear you right now. Are you muted?
Oh my gosh.
Now I can hear you.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I've also been having a lot of echo, LBJ. I don't know what's going on. We're still having an IT breakdown tonight. LBJ, no one knows why Jake is so hungry. It could be that he's so hungry because he is, his guy hasn't been out in a while.
Wait, he's eating for two. He's eating for two? Yes.
He's eating for two, LBJ. He's eating for himself, but also his guy who loves fried chicken. LBJ, the echo is so overwhelming.
Really? And I hear nothing on this side.
Okay.
Well, you want me to pick up? I will keep on going. So
okay, yeah, you go ahead, LBJ.
We're at Daddy Pope's house. While we're at Daddy Pope's house, they have this conversation with her. And of course, they have been working on Olivia this entire time. Working on Olivia how? They have been inside this woman's mind like never, ever before. There's a conversion of B613 going on with Olivia Pope. And it might not be might not be B613, but what they are doing is they are conceiving Olivia's woman. They are conceiving her man through these random acts that they're doing. Remember, Olivia, by DNA, by genetics, she's predisposed to this, right? Just like some children are predisposed to alcoholism from parents who dealt with who suffer as alcoholics, or who might be predisposed to various diseases or propensities in life. Olivia is predisposed to darkness. She is predisposed to this darkness, and that is what's happening with her father and Jake this entire time.
LBJ, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
okay,
it sounds like you're probably. It looks like you're reading my lips right now.
Okay.
It sounds like you are in a bathroom, like underwater right now, trying to talk. So keep going. Okay. Y'all can give Janiyah feedback in the Q&A.
Okay, LBJ, I'm going to try to keep going, guys. Let me just say I'm using the same computer I always use. I don't know why it is. You know what it is? It's probably B6.
That's what it is. We need to go fund me for you.
It's probably B613 because they don't like it. I'm betrayal here. Okay, they don't like it. They're out to get me. Okay.
Janiyah, there was a shadow just over your back shoulder. I don't know what's in the room with you. There's a shadow.
Because you know there's 57 Toms, LBJ. They keep the cupboard, all right? They roll them out whenever they want. He is a clone, okay?
Yes.
Hashtag Orphan Black. That's another great show. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
LBJ. So we are watching Olivia slowly start to morph to where the dark side, okay? We have seen her dealing with a couple of things. Now, Andrew coming out the woodworks with his, he's been through something, obviously, but guess what? He's a trigger for her,
Okay, all of a sudden, Olivia is having LBJ. She's having more PTSD. Look, I have it.
All right.
She has more PTSD than ever. LBJ. We have watched her throughout this season having flashbacks. Okay, she's been going right back to that horrible time of that week where she was kidnapped and put on the auction block by Andrew. But seeing him coming back into the picture, it's bringing it all to the forefront. So this darkness in her that we've already been watching her battle with, her trying to figure out how to be virtuous in this life that she's carved out for herself, how to be virtuous with all of these people around her who have so much darkness in them, and how to have virtue when her entire life is about covering things up. And also managing relationships with people who are literally murderers, including, to your point, LBJ, her very parents. Yes. Okay, she literally is born of bad guys. Okay, and LBJ, we are watching her try to navigate this, and it's all just becoming too much. And I love the way that they kept splicing in her flashbacks, because we were watching her mentally deteriorate, LBJ. And I just need to talk about LBJ. What are people saying in the chat about what happened tonight?
Let me tell you. So people in the chat tonight, it's all over the place. And I actually have been trying to act as a producer back here to try to pull some quotes out. But Zoe E. Mills says something here that I've been trying to punch out ever since we met Marla Gibbs as Olivia's former
It's so good. It's so good.
Ever since we met Marla Gibbs as Olivia's as her late neighbor's partner, I've always said she needs to come back and become her mentor or her therapist.
Or her grandmother.
Her grandma, her
friend.
big mom, her friend. She needs her bosom.
Yeah, she does.
We need the bosom of Marla Gibbs' character back on this show. And Zoe Emile says, I want to hold him close to my bosom and rock her. Hashtag, she needs an Iyama style hug. Yeah, she really does. And she needs one of those things where Olivia is in Iyama's arms and she holds
in a garden, LBJ.
In a garden. And Iyama comes doing her little walk up. You know, she has a little shifty walk when she walks up to you.
That's right.
And she looks at you and she grabs you and she says, come here, beloved. And she grabs her. She has to call her beloved.
She must call her beloved because she is beloved.
That's how you know it's real. When Iyama calls you beloved, that's when you know it's real. Okay.
Right.
Olivia Pope needs that.
And then Iyama will say, repeat after me. I am Olivia. Be Olivia. Here's what Iyama will say. Repeat after me. I am Olivia.
I am Olivia.
And I'm here to serve.
And I'm here to serve.
And then drop the mic. That's when Iyama's done with you. Okay. Yeah. Once she has you now to admit that you are here to serve. Okay. You get the hug and you're free. And thank you for calling it out, because that is what Olivia needs, LBJ. We are watching her morph into this dark character.
I'm sorry, Janiyah. This just in. Zoe Emile has some intel that we must bring forth.
Yes.
She says that Jake is messing with our broadcast. This just in. Breaking news.
LBJ, you know what, LBJ? But we knew what we signed up for, okay? Because we are here to expose the truth.
We are here. All right? Yes, absolutely.
If truth shall be my companion
in the flames, so be it. I have my white hat on here, so we shall go forth and we will wear our white hats tonight.
LBJ, shout out to anybody in the chat who can know what that reference is from. That's really for the 80s babies and the 70s babies.
It is. And just a moment of recap. Go ahead.
If truth shall be my companion to the flames, so be it.
And you have to punch flames as you have to put that elongation between the F and the L of flames. Flames! So be it. So listen, all of that is taking place tonight, in this episode. We are seeing Olivia. We see something happen, though, that is key to foreshadowing in the episode. And
that's right.
This was trying to rehearse me with this tonight because, I make up all the monologues from Rowan Pope, but just try to stay committed to the character and just make up all the dialogue, all the script that he has to say.
Yes.
But tonight, Rowan Pope said to Jake, as an aside in Olivia's presence, he said, something, and it was very
So
cavalier the way he
good.
said it. He says, "Look at her, look at her acting as if she doesn't live in this world with us, and she's living as if she's not part of this family, but she lives as if this is not her home, but this is her home, and she's one of us. She's family." And Olivia's just like, oh. And Olivia says to him, and one of the other things is that when she asked her father for the advice, here's what's key. She asked Rowan for the advice, and Rowan looked at her, and he was just like, look, you will do what you know how to do, Olivia. And then when what you know how to do runs out and there's nothing else left to protect and save, how you need to protect and save, you are going to make it happen. And she's just like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I don't. She said, I don't just take the lives of people. I just don't randomly take lives.
And Jake all the while eating. Jake and his guy having a snack.
I'm like, he was like singing in the background, eating in the background. That's what he was doing
the whole time. He was. So LBJ, just really quickly, so that we just want to make sure because we've had many tangents tonight, maybe more than usual.
All making sense. Stay with us. Do
That's
not
right.
lose focus, people.
Don't lose focus. LBJ, I just want to just get that thread. I'm just going to sew it through really quickly. So Andrew's out the woodworks. He's about to tell all. The big convening of all the people who pretend like they wear hats, wear white hats. They all get together. They don't got no white hats, LBJ. They just be lying. They all get together. And they have a powwow, and they're trying to figure out what's going to happen. They decide, LBJ, that you know what? They don't want to kill him. Now you have to remember, no one in the room wants to say it. It was Lizzie Bear DeGeneres that said, you know what, guys? We just have to kill him. Yep. We have to kill Andrew because he's the weakest link. He must go. All right. And it was Olivia that there in that moment, she made her little speech, LBJ. She said, you know what? We are not going to kill him. So when she goes to her father, LBJ, it is not for advice. She goes to her father because she is executing a plan that will not kill Andrew. She wants to outsmart Andrew.
Absolutely.
She wants to outsmart Lillian Forrester, Miss Ho on the side / reporter extraordinaire, creeping in over here in the hospital with her Jackie O scarf on her head. We are not impressed with you, Lillian Foster, first of all. And so when Olivia goes to her father, she is talking to him and asking him to leverage Jake, NSA, to tap into Lillian Forrester's communication devices, basically to monitor Lillian Forrester. Yep. That is what she goes to her father to ask him. And what he says is, sure, girlfriend, we can do that, but we all know where this is going to end up. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to take Andrew out. And he even went as far, LBJ, as to call out the fact that Andrew shouldn't even be alive anymore. He already knew too much, and they should have taken him out before. Right. And so he makes that reference and he calls out to her what the inevitable is. Jake, meanwhile, he's having a snack. Now, the other thing that's happening, LBJ, while this is all going on, is that the other thing that the power team came up with was to dispense Mellie to go out and talk with Andrew. Now, that whole interaction, that was epic. Mellie going to Andrew to try to talk him off the ledge. She goes in there, and let's just clarify really quickly for people who may not remember.
Come on.
Mellie and Andrew, they have a sordid past, LBJ.
Yes.
The history is sordid, LBJ. Okay, because they were in love way back in the day. Andrew has always had a thing for Mellie. Okay, the jig was up when he was in the White House. All right, they're rocking, knocking boots all night long. Who did that song, LBJ? Good body rocking.
That is not the song. Wait,
how does it go?
No, it's good loving body rocking, knocking boots all night. It's H-Town.
That's right. Hashtag H-Town.
What is it? T.I. or G.I. Shazam and Dino. That's the name of the guy from the group. I used to want to be the speaker on those tracks. Like, yeah, girl, this is us.
Wait.
Back for the 9-7.
Wait, true story. In college, LBJ used to try to narrate everything. Just so y'all know. Yes, he did. Listen, when
I got paid for it. I was a rich college student.
LBJ, stop narrating everything. Okay, we turn on the Howard University television station. Whose voice is in the back? LBJ. We turned on the radio. Whose voice is in the back? LBJ. LBJ, stop narrating stuff. Okay, that's the first thing. So we are watching now. We are watching Melly go back. We're watching.
Go.
We have to go. Look at the time. We are watching Melly go back to Andrew now. And they have to now look through and dig through all of this sordid past, LBJ. What are they digging through? They're digging through the fact that they were in love. They were getting it on. You know, Melly's marriage fell finally to the ashes as a result of the whole Andrew debacle. Okay. Andrew, though, at the end of the day, he does not pick Melly. He picks the presidency. He picks his master plan, which was, of course, to create a war, auction off Olivia Pope. Okay, all of that master plan. He chose all of that over Melly. And so when Melly goes to talk with him, she brings it all up. She says, you're acting like you're Mr. Super Bitter Pants. I'm Mrs. Bitter Pants because you chose all of that over me. And do you know what he said, LBJ? I'll summarize it because we're short on time. He basically said, later for that, girlfriend. That's what he said. He didn't care. Now, he was more crass in his delivery of the message because Andrew, he was pretty crass tonight, LBJ. Wasn't he a little crass?
Yeah. Why was he crass? Because he was crass tonight. But let me just say this. Somebody in the writer's room is having some level of newness in their life, okay? Because there is a theme that's consistent across the board this season. And you know what it is? You know what it is, Janiyah?
What is it?
Yes. And all that crassness, we're going to call it, I'm going to do some LSL, some Larry sign language, not ASL, LSL.
Yes.
Spirit fingers tried to resurface tonight again between Andrew and Melly. And they had this whole thing. Melly's like, oh my gosh, I still have feelings for you. And, you know, baby.
And maybe this is our next chance.
This is our next chance, baby. And baby, oh, baby, says Melly, baby. And Andrew's like, oh, baby. Yeah, baby. And he's like, baby, give me your hand. Give me some spirit fingers. And Melly's like, no spirit fingers. And so it was.
And he was like, it still works.
That's when the cover was blown.
Yeah,
cover was blown because Melly wanted no parts of it. It was all a farce.
It was such a farce. And if there's one thing we all know at this point, don't send Melly on a farce. Melly is the worst farcer ever. Don't send her out in the streets. She doesn't know what she's doing. Melly can't be anybody else but Melly. Yep. So LBJ, that whole plan fails. So then we're now still trying to figure out how do we contain Andrew? Okay. Meanwhile, we are watching some other things start to play out. We're watching Olivia as she's starting to, again, she's having these flashbacks. She comes to the realization, LBJ, that Huck is the one that actually put Andrew in the state that he's in. So Olivia starts to realize that there are still things about that whole horrible part of her recent history that she doesn't really know and she doesn't really understand, which of course LBJ pushes her further where? Further to the dark side.
Yes.
Okay. So once again, we're watching now all of these players, you know, trying to come up with a plan. And LBJ, I just want to hand it over to you, LBJ, to talk about how Gabby Abby Red was handling this whole situation.
Gabby Abby Red and Olivia have been building this. We're taking a few steps back. They have been building this bond
Let's do that.
Stronger than ever this entire season. We've been talking about it here on the Scandal Recap. We've been saying, especially from me, that they are building somewhat of a sorority bond. They are building a sisterly relationship that is being fortified in affirmations and fortified in heartfelt conversations. It's being fortified in acts of kindness and love and in compassion. They've been going through this entire season. And so tonight we see that that Gabby Abby Red has a moment to stand up. And when she wants to stand up, she goes to speak to Olivia in conversation with Olivia and trying to figure this whole thing out. Gabby Abby Red kind of has this whole meltdown when they strategize what they're going to do with Uncle Andy. And she's like, wait a minute, wait, 6 weeks, 6 months. 6 months, that's all I have left for this job, because once his term is up, I'm out of here. What am I going to do? Am I going to go be some adjunct professor in Randomville, Indiana? And Olivia's like, no, you're smarter than that. You're better than that. You won't do that. She's like, I'm going to be, what she say? I'm going to be average. I'm going to be run of the mill. I'm going to be off brand. I'm going to be no name. She's like, no. You're going to be right here in DC. You're going to make this stuff happen. And if all things fail, Gabby Abby Red, my sister, my friend, my BFF, my pal, my gal pal, my whatever y'all say to each other, my sister circle, my sister, my whatever you want to call her, she says to her, you can come and work for me. Dun, dun. That was me. That was me making my own button noise. Dun.
Yes. No, but LBJ, let me use one of the buttons too, so that we can fully capture Gabby Abby Red's response to Olivia saying, worst case scenario, you come and work for me. LBJ, Gabby Abby Red was silent.
She was not feeling it.
And you know what she said, LBJ? She said, listen, Olivia, you're wrong. I'm a big dog. Yep. I'm a big dog. I'm out here. I'm right now.
I'm the biggest dog. Yeah.
And do you know what Olivia said to her? Oh, and she did this head to the side. You've never been a monster.
Yep.
You've been Gabby.
Yep.
That was it. That was.
She told her, you ain't got what it takes, honey boo boo child. You don't have what it takes, okay?
You don't have it. So Gabby Abby Red said, oh, I don't have what it takes. We have been watching Gabby also evolve, LBJ. She has definitely made her way a little closer to the dark side. When she sat down in Cyrus's chair, you know, if it had been a cartoon, her whole suit would have turned purple. Yes. Okay, yes. She would have had a pointier chin. All right, and they would have put a hat on with a tilt to the side, because she became an evil character once she took over Cyrus's job. She really did.
I'm Gabby Abby. I'm not Gabby Abby Red. I'm Gabby Abby Green.
That's exactly. They would have changed her to Gabby Abby Green if she had been in a cartoon, because LBJ, she is completely evolving. But the thing about her evolution is that it is not organic like some of these others. We're watching Liv unravel. Gabby Abby Red is doing something different from that. She is making choices. She is saying, you know what? Maybe this isn't something that comes naturally to me, but I am choosing it because I choose power. So we're watching Liv basically give in to the darkness, and we're watching Gabby Abby Red choose the darkness. Okay?
Yeah. The Gabby Abby Red, though, does something that's very, very key here tonight. Gabby Abby Red, she goes behind, after Olivia. Olivia ignited the flame in Gabby Abby Red to really make her red, make that red go green. And green with power, green with envy, green with intrigue. And the intrigue was her making this bold move that she's never made before as the president's chief of staff. And what did she do? She went into the bunker and she changed the trajectory, hopefully, of that of Uncle Andy, former Vice President Andrew. And she got him to change his story, to begin to slander and smear Melly all through the mud, which would then put a damper on her presidential campaign, which would put a damper on the work of Olivia Pope. And when all of that came out on when it leaked to the media, Gabby Abby Red walked into the Oval, and she said to Fitz, I'm going to close the door. What I'm going to say, close the door will make you upset, but I did it to protect you. I was doing my job.
Yes.
Olivia Pope found out what happened. She goes rushing to Gabby Abby Red's office in the White House. Gabby Abby Red is standing like a boss. She's not even center screen like this. She's like standing angled, like with all this clear camera space right here. Like, that is such a power play. That's such a powerful stance if you stand like that. She's standing like that, and Olivia walks into her office. When she walks in, Olivia's like, this is what's going on, and I can't believe it. Somebody got him a change, somebody did this. And Gabby Abby Red's like this the whole time. And she, in her mind, stand your ground, stand your ground, Abby, stand your ground.
That's right.
Your ground, Abby, stand your ground. Olivia's monologuing for days. She's going on and on and on. And what does she realize? Ding, 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 dummy. She did it. You're looking at her, that tall ginger in front of you. Yeah, that's the one who did it. And so she says to her 3 times, Abby. And it clicks with her. You're the one who did it. When she said, why would you do this? What? She says, Secret Service will receive your badge, will confiscate your badge at the gate, and you will no longer be allowed. You work for me. You are not allowed here. You're not allowed back here at the White House without my permission. You do what I say, this and the other. Less than 20 minutes later, Olivia's back in her office. I need you to get me into the White House.
Call Jake. Jake, put your chicken down. There's work for you to do. Jake puts down the chicken, gets Olivia into the White House, LBJ, and LBJ, and seeing again, we all were sitting there knowing what was about to happen.
And wait, we also knew because when we came back out the commercial break, they reiterated viewer discretion. Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, they did. LBJ, we knew when the thwack was coming. And LBJ, Olivia walks back into the bunker and she says to Andrew, she tries one more time, LBJ, to take the high ground. She says, Andrew, okay, you've decided now to turn this whole thing on Melly. What can I do to get you to change your mind? What do you really want? You know, and LBJ, he did the last thing that you want to do to a woman on the edge. He started insulting her.
Yes.
He called out the fact that he called her a slut, LBJ. You know,
a cheap one. A cheap slut. I've seen you with all your expensive clothes.
Yeah.
But you're nothing less than a cheap
He said, what do you do with that big mouth when you're in the bedroom? You got so much to say. LBJ, he went on and on. And what's happening? While he's there thinking he's got the upper hand, and Andrew, you'll never learn. You don't have the upper hand, Andrew.
He has no more chances to learn. He has
no more. Yeah, that's it. He's sitting there, LBJ. He's just giving it to her, telling her the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're watching Olivia. She's having flashbacks. She's having the anger start to well up. We see her hands, LBJ, start to grasp the chair in front of her. And then Andrew, you know what? He just said one word too many, LBJ. She literally picks up the chair and said to him, you think you're out for revenge right now and you deserve revenge? She said, revenge is mine. And then LBJ, guess what she got right there in that second? Oh, she got revenge.
Oh, yeah, right
she
there.
She got it good. I was going to say she smacked him. She thwacked that man with that chair, LBJ. She took that metal chair. She smacked him out of his wheelchair. He was on the ground, clearly bleeding. She smacked him again. She smacked him again. LBJ, she went crazy. And there was a moment where she stopped killing him with this chair. And she looks down and he's a bloody mess. And you know what? Oh, she kept going.
Yeah.
The guy was out. The guy was out.
The guy was out. That guy. The beast was unleashed. The dragon was breathing fire. All on Scandal tonight. And let me just say this about what happened. It was really, we had those 2 Scandal Jam Session songs tonight, but I really felt like we could have added another Scandal Jam Session in there tonight from the soundtrack of Dreamgirls on Broadway. And it could have been Step Into the Bad Side.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Because Olivia stepped into the bad side.
Yes.
She took a mean ride.
She did.
And she took a mean hit too. And I want to give shout out to Olivia Pope because it's time now for her it was time. She was due to step into the bad side. She is her mother's child. We've been saying this entire season that Olivia is her parents' child. Deborah Battle says Olivia just showed she was really her parents' child, Janiyah. All of that took place tonight.
Yes.
Olivia killed Andrew. They walked in. Fitz is the first person to catch Olivia in the bunker.
Epic.
And he goes and he receives Olivia in his arms. He kisses her. Olivia falls into his arms, embraces him. She comes to grips with what she did. She is now one of him. She is now one of them.
Yep.
And they connect with unspoken nonverbals, and they go and live in love with each other for that moment. And then Gabby Red walks in. Gabby Red walks into that bunker.
Really quickly, before you cover that moment of clarity that Gabby Red had coming. She had it coming. before we get to that, we have to just talk about, there was an earlier interaction in the episode, really quickly, between Olivia and Fitz. Oh my gosh, look at the time. Between Olivia and Fitz, okay? Where Fitz was thanking Olivia. He turned to Olivia, and it was after the great powwow, okay? Where all of the bad guys who think they're good guys came together, okay? And Fitz has a moment alone with Olivia, and he says, "Thank you for coming when I called." And Olivia checked him. She said, "Gabby called," and walked away, as if to say, listen, you have no power here.
Yep.
But guess what? Back to the scene, LBJ, when she has what? She has thwacked, okay? We're now thwacked past tense because she did it. Andrew's dead, blood on Olivia's face. Fitz comes, she embraces him, and they give into that embrace, LBJ. So I just had to point that out. How early in the episode, she tells him there's no power there for him, and then later, he is her rescue.
Yeah, he... Sorry. I think B613 got him.
I was going to say...
In my glass, hold on.
Jake, you have no power here. Stop. LBJ.
Oh, B613 got him my HVAC in the house. I think I can't do it anymore. They're my vents.
LBJ, there's a shadow. There's a shadow over your shoulder. It's Tom. So really quickly, because we have to wrap up.
We do.
LBJ, so
Gabby Abby Red walks in, yes.
Yes, go ahead. Take it, LBJ. Gabby Abby Red
walks in. She walks in and she's like, hey, I'm Gabby Abby Red. What's up, Doc? What's up, y'all? I can rap and I can do hip hop. And she walks in the room and she's like, uh-oh, can't do hip hop no more. And she looks down the hall and she's like, Olivia standing there, splatter all over her face like the Phantom of the Opera. It's like the Phantom removed his mask and revealed all this blood splatter there. And she's like, oh my God, what did you do? And she says, Olivia says to her, and Kimmy J calls it out. She says, don't ever cross me again. As only the spawn of Rowan Pope could say it.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Right. LBJ, there are so many things that Olivia could have said in that moment. She could have said, Gabby, clearly we've had a failure to communicate. Let's touch base later. Right?
You definitely work in the corporate realm if you said failure to communicate. That's like something you put in evaluation. Failure to communicate.
Right. She could have said, why don't we circle back?
Right.
Right? She could have said a circle back. LBJ, she could have walked out and said, Gabby, I need you and you need me. Yep. Right? She could have put her on a level playing field. There's a lot of things she could have done. But LBJ, that's not what she did. She made it clear. She made it clear, LBJ. She said, don't ever cross me again. Yep. Walked out, blood spatter, dropped the mic. She's out the door. She gets in the car, LBJ. Who's out there waiting? Quinn and Huck. Quinn and Huck take her, LBJ, to her desired destination.
Oh, yes.
And where is her desired destination? And where do we end the episode? Her
desired destination is this walkway in
with a red door. With a red door.
Washington, D.C.
That's right.
Sprawling estate in the District of Columbia. Mm-hmm. And it has a red door. And Olivia has, mind you, she's been flashing back and having PTSD the entire episode.
That's right.
Entire episode. From the time she saw Andrew.
Unraveling.
Entire episode.
Yes, indeed.
Even to the moment where she's standing in front of this red door and she's flashing back to when she was kidnapped to present day.
Yes.
What does she do? She walks to the door. Her dad opens the door and he says, welcome home, said Rowan Pope to Olivia Pope. She is now one of them. She has been converted. Her man is now out and cannot be put away. She's on a rampage, and her father has got her to where he needs her to be, to really be his daughter, the daughter that he has always raised her to be.
Yeah, and the Jackie O 2006 said Liv took care of Andrew all by her lonesome and then put the fear of God into Abby. Told her, don't ever cross me again. Abby was gobsmacked.
She was.
She got thwacked, actually.
She did. She did. She thwacked her with her words. She told her.
She did.
She said, yes. Andrew, the former vice president Andrew, is dead, and he is dead and will not be coming back. And he had a stroke. He died from complications of a stroke. You make sure you call reporter Forrester. You let her know that the entire story is dead because the vice president is dead. No one can know about what happened, and they will know that he died from complications of a stroke or a fall from or complications from a fall. You make it happen. You got to go do it right now. Get out my face. And guess what? She was just like, I guess I work at OPA again. It was just like, you're done. Power is in command. She did.
Yes, again. And Zoe Mills called it. Can we talk about how trite Abby was in this episode? She was completely trite. And Kimmy J said, but it was Gabby Abby as well. She did cross a line. She crossed Olivia. She did, LBJ. You know, and it was really silly. It was silly of Gabby Abby Red to pull that kind of power play. Absolutely. It would have been one thing to double cross Olivia, because frankly, Olivia might have been able to respect that. Let's just be honest. Yep. She might have just said, okay, grasshopper, all right, you got this one. But no. Gabby Abby Red had to cross the line, talk about who was working for who, okay, and then take away the badge, as if Olivia needs a badge to go to and fro. She don't need a badge to go to and fro.
Not at all. Not at all. Let me say, I thank you guys for hanging out with us so much tonight. This has been a long one, but listen, we won't be here for another 2 weeks, so we got to get this in. We've got to get this in.
Let's get this round robin, LBJ.
Let me just say, before the round robin, though, I have to bring this out to you, Janiyah. Yes. I love Marcus Walker's character on Scandal.
Thank you so much for bringing him out.
Not just because.
Marcus, baby, we talking about you. You know he's my man. Marcus!
Is he in the apartment?
Marcus, we talking about you. Okay. He's not here. I wish he was. No one's here. No, that was a joke. No one's here. Okay. Please continue.
Oh, wait. Are you being converted into an activist tonight?
I just want to help the community. That's all. Oh, that's all. I just want to fight. I just want to fight for justice.
For all that is good and for all that is right.
For all that is good. That's all. But LBJ, thank you for bringing up Marcus, because we cannot forget about him in this episode because everybody else was trying to. Okay, we are watching Marcus continue to be on the margins of OPA. They treat him like a little brother, okay, who, needs to go stay upstairs while grown folks are talking.
Yep.
And he called him out about it again. He said, I know there's a lot happening. I know we have something to do with it. Why won't you guys let me in? What am I doing here? And that was the last we heard from him in this episode. It was him posing that question again. What is my value add? Why won't you loop me in?
Yep. And what I wanted to also say is that I like how they're threading that together. That has been the constant theme with him. I will love to see how this will play out by the end of the season. We're winding down, so something's got to give with him.
Yeah.
He has no cut cards when it comes to anyone in that office. Here's the thing. Olivia now has been turned. So what now will become of OPA? They've all done darkness and been in darkness, dabbled in darkness, with the exception of Marcus Walker. What will happen to the people of OPA?
Then again, we remember how we met him.
Well, his darkness. We met him on a high note. We
met him on a high note. We peeled back the onion.
We met him there, but we saw that he had a little hankering that needed to be fed, and he was not the killer, but he was a killer in a figurative sense.
Yeah, he killed a marriage. He was killing a marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah, killed it real good. So,
but what we need to kill is this round robin now.
That's right.
And
let's do it.
Out. Dan Blakemore is back in the chat, people.
Oh my Ladies and gentlemen, we missed you,
round of applause for Dan Blakemore. We have not seen you in a month of Sundays, as people say.
Oh gosh, it's been a gap. It's been a gap in my heart and in my soul.
Oh, Janiyah, you are in rare form tonight. It's so good. Dan says, perhaps Jake is eating to redirect all his nectar for Liv. Hashtag cold cracker, hashtag emotional eating. You're totally right, Dan. You're totally right.
That's totally right, because and it did occur to me, and this was almost too corny for me to even say, even though I've reached the maximum levels of corniness in this chat. But don't when characters, like when actresses are pregnant, you know how they always keep them behind a table or something? It's like, Jake, why are you behind the table? They just
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Janaya?
Exactly.
I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, everything is great. Yeah, we're good. Everything is great. Wait, here's the whole screen. Wait, here we go.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything is wonderful. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm just unpacking groceries. I'm unpacking groceries. Hashtag Claire Huxtable.
That's exactly what they do, LBJ. And so it's like, Jake, get over behind the table. The Jackie O 2006 said, Zoe, he caught the beat down of all time. Talking about who? Andrew. Thwack, Andrew. You got.
Thwack. Dan is back again. If Tom shows up in Janaya's apartment, it is game over. As rapped by Lil Flip. Hashtag Scandalous Scandal Recap Jam Session.
So good. It is so good to see you back, Dan. It is just so great. Idon Matrix is saying what I have said. I completely believe it. I think Tom is working for who? Papa Pope. He clearly is. Thank you. She says, I think Tom is working for Papa Pope and Jake. I completely agree. Thank you, Idon Matrix.
Yep, he's eyes. We said that right here. You're right, Idon Matrix. He is eyes.
It's gonna come back
for Jake and Rowan. I saw, I left. Says Olivia finally embodied both mama and daddy. We've been waiting for this. Remember, I've been asking the entire time.
Yes,
in her. It's in her code. Kanye West talked about the code. Watch the interview. He talked about the code. She said, don't you ever cross me. I came up. I came, I saw, left. Olivia came, saw, and she left.
Yeah. Oh, drop the mic again. Drop the mic. LBJ, Zoe O'Mill said, Uncle Andrew came out of the woodwork to stir up the pot of mess. And he really did. We knew when they left that man alive in that hospital bed that storyline was going to circle back. LBJ, tonight was the night.
Yeah, tonight was the night. But shout out to Kimmy J for guessing tonight's random trivia in the Scandal Recap. Kimmy J knows that if truth shall be my companion in the flames, so be it. It's from The Cosby Show. Congratulations, Kimmy J. Yes, you got it right. You got it right.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, such a wonderful memory.
Yeah. Oh, Stephanie Beard says here. Stephanie Beard, this is really, really interesting tonight. Stephanie Beard says, notice that at the end of at the end, they superimposed the door of her father's house with the door that she escaped through when she was kidnapped. Remember, that door wasn't the escape that she thought it was. Foreshadowing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just want to thank you, Stephanie Beard, because you know what? LBJ, this is why we have to watch this show as a community. This is why the Scandalous Scandal Recap exists.
Come on, PBS. Come on, sell it like it's PBS.
Right, like we got a commercial or something.
This is why we need to pledge tonight.
And if you will just give $20, you will get this microphone, which is clearly the worst, and it's ruining this webcast for Janaya.
It's from my early days of narration. How'd you get my microphone?
I know this was 19. Claire Huxtable had this in the scene. In truth shall be my companion. It's old. It's very old. But LBJ, thank you for that, Stephanie Beard, because we have to watch this as a community. The show is so deep, and there's so many onions, and there's so many storylines. We have to work together to get it all. That was so good.
Yes, it is so good. Let me tell you, these comments are so good in this chat too.
Okay, we got to get through a few more. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's just knock them out. Try to knock them out.
No commentary.
Yes, don't you love that Pops must be really throwing down in the kitchen because he is always eating and licking fingers at the house. They even had lemon in their iced tea. Right, he had garnishes and he had garnishments inside of the doggone beverages.
And we see now, once again, Zoe and Mill, Olivia needs serious therapy. I knew that when she went off on Quinn a few episodes back. Yeah. Now, again, we're not having any commentary. Zoe, you know what I want to say. I'll keep it to myself.
Quinn Robin Lindsay. Zoe E. Mill staying with Zoe E. Mill. G.I. Shazam Dino Stick was the guy talking. I love them. Hashtag I ripped all Dino died. Rest in peace, Dino. And LBJ was the narrator and host of everything. Yes. I remember editing something for a class and it was me. You edited something with me in it? I never knew that. What did you edit with you? I would love to know what you edited.
Everybody edited something with you in it. Okay? LBJ was narrating everything. That is what you all need to know. LBJ was the voice of Howard University for 4 years solid. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Every show. Who was the VOG in the show? The voice of God in the show? Larry Brown Jr. LBJ, speaking of therapy, okay? And people who need it, okay?
Wait, Dan Blakemore said something real quick. You said no commentary. You're giving comment. You're providing commentary. No! Dan Blakemore says Janiyah has Marcus and Tom in her apartment. There's too much happening in her square footage. There's too much happening in her square footage.
I know. And I live in New York, so the apartment is only this big. Okay,
right.
So that's a lot of people in here.
What happened to your stripper pole that was in the back of your shot? You got rid of that?
Oh, it's here. It's always here. It's here. Oh, it's here, LBJ. It's always here. Oh. Okay. I have to call out Dan Blakemore right now. It's so good. We're so happy you're back, Dan. Interesting that Olivia Pope and Annalise Keating, this is now a shout out for Shonda's other show, How to Get Away with Murder. Interesting, Olivia Pope and Annalise Keating are both in need of therapy and in the fierce love of an old Black woman who has been saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. There it is. Oh, there it
Drop
is.
the mic.
I felt that spirit. I felt that spirit. Oh, yes. But see, the good doctor has spoken here. The good doctor, Dr. D.
The good Dr. D here.
A strong Black woman. For too long, not only has Olivia gone through and continues to spiral through PTSD. Yes, she. Pardon. Oh, 13 got in my throat again. They got in my chest. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what has happened. B613 is messing with my narration. I can't get it up.
They're tired of it. That's what it is.
Listen, we need to wrap this up. We need to wrap this up right now.
But LBJ, we just have to get one more because Zoe Mills said B School's home taking care of Ella while Cyrus is up at the hotel with Tom eating chocolate brownies.
Them chocolate brownies, let me tell you.
That's so good.
I love chocolate. I love fudge brownies, especially the corners and if they have the walnuts on them. But you remember Gettysburg made me want a Gettysburg. Tonight, I didn't want a chocolate brownie. Like they just look like real bland chocolate brownies. Like they need some fleur de sel on top of it. It's like bring out the chocolate notes or something. It was too plain, that brownie. But listen.
Let's all pretend we know what fleur de sel is. Yeah, man. Yeah, it really needed some fleur de sel. I agree.
If you were a narrator, you'd know what fleur de sel was tonight. Lastly, the Jackie O 2006 says, he says, I'm loving the Janiyah speak. Parser, that is funny. We all love Janiyah speak here on the Scandal Recap.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yes, we love you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you so much for watching with us.
There is so much more to be said from this Q&A. Welcome back to everyone. We're so glad that you were watching with us and you stayed until the end. The viewership is where it needs to be. This is great.
LBJ, Kathy Grantham, I must call her out. She said, please stop singing the American Idol song. I'm beyond bitter and feeling betrayed by tonight's results.
Yes. Okay, so Kathy, random trivia about me and random trivia about Candace, my wife. That actually was the song that Candace walked down the aisle to at our wedding. A moment like this,
so beautiful.
Some people wait a lifetime.
Hey, Candace.
But how apropos that song actually came out of my mouth on this, the last night of American Idol, when that was the first winning anthem of the first season of American Idol with Kelly Clarkson. Shout out to LaPortia. She should have won, but that whatever. It's the last episode. She has a great future. Thank y'all so much for watching. We love you for watching.
We love you so much. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh. We have to wait 2 weeks, LBJ. It's too long.
2 weeks. So go get a hotel room, find you a great room service brownie, get you somebody to talk to on the phone and watch all of the Scandal recaps to catch you up for these next 2 weeks if you're watching tonight for the first time, and meet us back in 2 weeks for the Scandalous Scandal recap.
Oh gosh, get off the air. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye. We'll see you later.